What if I told you the way it has always been done is not the best way? Facing your fears will change your life. The passion behind this journey is merging two separate worlds into one with the goal of creating value and awareness for a better life.
I'd rather be sidelined trying to achieve greatness than watch greatness achieved and it only set on the sideline. Now introducing your host, Jacob Emery.
This episode of the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast is brought to you by Unlocking Greatness with Jacob Emery, a coaching community built for those ready to become the strongest version of themselves. Weekly calls, proven playbooks, and a community built to grow. Greatness is not given, it's unlocked. Join us today at jacobemery.com or DM coach at jacobemery44 on all social media platforms. Welcome back to the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast. Today's podcast is brought to you by Unlocking Greatness with Jacob Emery. On this last coaching call that we did, we talked about the mid-year. Mid-year, Q3 is in place. We're there. It's July already. Dog days of summer are here, and everybody's getting burnt out. This is the most common theme going into July and August that I've seen in my 15 years in the workplace, 18 years in the workplace, whatever it is. Q3 is a killer because halfway through the year, everyone's pushing to reach year end to get these targets met. The dog days of summer are here. The longest days of the year are in place. Daylight is longer. It's hotter. More stuff going on. The school year is in summer break. There's more stuff coming to August. Then the sports hit and the camps and all the different themes happen all at once. In my industry, the work hours are extended. The work hours are harder. Everything compounds. And after the second quarter ends, you reevaluate the half year mark for your goals, for the priorities and what's going on. What happens to everyone? They get burnt out. But it's not just because of the push for productivity or the push for prioritizing family time. It's because a lot of people never reset. A lot of people never reset. They never refuel. They never recalibrate what they're doing and why they're doing it. It's a lot of misdirection, a lot of misused time and energy in places that don't provide value. You got to take a break and have a mid-year R&R. You got to reflect and then refuel. You have to take a moment to slow down because slow is smooth and smooth is fast. The best way that I know to compound this, whether it be a Saturday, a Sunday, an afternoon, whatever it is, take 4 to 6 hours, get some clarity, get some headspace, go to a place where you're isolated by yourself and you can think about what your goals are. You think about your life. Think about the things that you're doing that are wasteful, the time that you're spending that you shouldn't be. What are you doing that's not bringing you joy, that's actually diminishing your productivity or your passion for whatever you're doing? So you got to look at two things: what's working, what's not working. And then what learning lessons can you bring on from that first half of the year? And then you got to think about, what can I eliminate in my life? What's consuming my time and energy? What things am I doing that I may not need to do, that I don't like to do? What can I cut? You don't subtract anything, you make it worse. We need to subtract items from our life. The majority of us don't need to add anything else to the plate. The plate's pretty full. Subtract off the things of lesser quality so you can focus on the things of higher value. And just because you're doing all the things you need to do also doesn't mean that you're executing on 10 out of 10 task. A 10 out of 10 execution on a 1 out of 10 value task is still a shit task executed well. Make sure that you have a target in mind. So when you're looking at the value and the execution, I always recommend a minimum of 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 value, and you must be able to execute a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is the target. So if you think of an XY graph, you got to go up 7 for value, over 7 for execution, and then you got to hit a target right there. That is the plan. That is what you need to do. Reflect on where you're at midway through the year. Rest for a minute. Take a deep breath. Regain focus on what matters. Make the main thing again. Reprioritize the focus. Reshift the focus to finishing out the year strong. Realign and then execute.
Instead of going to the year end and focus on that year end, if you struggle to get through longer periods of time focusing on a certain thing, chop it down into 90 days. Look at the third quarter as a day to execute. I got 90 days of execution here. And then take that 90-day execution, break it down into 60 days, into 30 days, into weeks. You take 90 days and you break it down into weeks at a time to get to that 90-day goal. The goal becomes so much more realistic, so much simpler. It's right in front of you. You're not stretching out 90 days of thought process and things to do to get to this point. 4 to 6 hours, separate yourself from whatever distracts you. Compartmentalize from 90 days and back. Reset, refocus, recharge, recalibrate. Reflect and refuel the mid-year R&R. This was our last coaching call. This is what we focused on the coaching group. Having that environment, having that community that allows everyone to say, oh shit, I need to reset myself. I need to refocus my mental and my physical self. What am I doing that's not giving me a good result? What am I doing taking my energy and time away? You gotta slow down sometimes to go faster. And by slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Persistent patience is my life motto. Persistent in the pursuit of greatness, but patient with the outcome. I don't have any patience for input. You must take action and you must take it quick. Input is the way, but be patient with the outcome. No patience for input, patience for outcome. Because you got to make decisions fast, act accordingly, and go. The worst thing you can do is take time to make a decision. So when you reset and refocus, you're giving yourself the ability to recalibrate what's important and realign your goals. 90 days at a time, live the 90-day life. I'm telling you guys, 90-day cycles, 4 quarters in a year, 90 days at a time. 1 year goal broke down into 4 quarters. And then you break them 4 quarters down into 12 weeks or 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, however you like to do it. It becomes compartmentalized very clearly, very simply, and your goals don't seem so big after you break it down. Try it out, check it out. Join the community today, Unlocking Greatness at jacobemery.com. I promise you will not regret it. The group coaching is where it's at. Join the community today. Learn from a bunch of growth-minded killers. We're all doing great things and we're all unlocking our greatness.
This episode of the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast is brought to you by R&R Pipeline Inc., an infrastructure company. Join our team today at rrpipelineinc.com.